Most Samsung users think they've already explored everything their phone can do. But Samsung keeps hiding useful features in places nobody is even looking. Now, some of these features in today's video are features you probably have never heard of before. Some are features you've seen many times but never really knew what they were for. And some features you may already be using, but we're going to be going a bit deeper because Samsung has added extra options and settings that can make them even more useful. So whether you're discovering these for the first time or you've been using them for years, I can almost guarantee that you would learn something new before this video is over. So welcome and welcome back to the Do It Right Tech channel, where I take you through everything tech. And in today's video, we are looking at some hidden Samsung features and settings that deserve a lot more attention than they get. Some will improve your photos, some will improve your security. Some make your Samsung phone easier to use every day, and some features you've probably seen before but never realized just how useful they actually are. But without wasting much time, let's dive right into the video. But don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, let's go. So let's start with a feature that most Samsung users almost use every single day, but rarely take full advantage of it. This is known as the Finder, which sits right there. Now, do you know that this Finder actually is very powerful enough to be searching not just through applications, but through your photos, files, even online. But most of us are not really taking full advantage of it. But let me show you how to use it to the fullest. So first and foremost, you're going to tap on this search, and then you're going to see these three dots. Tap on these three dots, and you can go into settings. Inside here, you get to customize where the information comes from when you hit on that search. You can toggle on for suggested apps to show search suggestions, show system topics, show apps in search, show downloads and screenshots, search history, web search suggestions, which you should turn on, and then show hidden applications. Now, this one is a bit key because if you have hidden some applications you don't want anyone to see inside your phone from your app locker and your home screen, like a feature I explained in my previous video you can find up here, then you want to leave this one on so that you don't go discovering the applications you're hiding. But once these are turned on, you can also come here into customization services. Now this is a bit sensitive because when you go and toggle this very feature on, it's going to be using data about you, not just you, but what other people also search on. So if you come here and view all activities that are of interest, it's going to be looking at activities within your workout activities, your sleep pattern, frequent places visited, and all these events that are on your calendar. So you want to be careful when you select this, but again, it's for your own use, so you can choose to toggle that on. Once you've toggled these ones on, now when I come here and I search something like trends, okay, and I hit search, I can hit on show more, and as you can see, it will be able to search my Samsung Watch Manager. It will search on YouTube. It will search in the phone records, in recordings. It's going to search my notes. It's going to search Samsung members, search my files, search Galaxy Store, and even sometimes search on TikTok. So it depends on what the search is about, but these being toggled on will transform your Finder from a simple application search tool into one of the most powerful search engines on your Samsung phone. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now, while we're talking about finding things on your phone, let's talk about something equally important. What happens if you cannot find your phone? If someone gets hold of your phone, one of the first things they often try to do, if they intend to steal it, is to disable your Wi-Fi and your mobile data and other networks that keep your phone available for finding. The reason is simple. If your phone can't communicate, it's much harder to locate it. But Samsung protects you against this. This is what you're going to do. So you're going to scroll down and go into settings. And once you're here, scroll down again until you get to lock screen and AOD. And then you want to come here into secure lock settings and tap on it. Once in here, you need to enter your PIN. Once that PIN is in, you should have this toggled on. Lock network and security. Why this is important is that if someone intends to steal your phone and picks it from your person immediately, it will either be locked at that point, or even if it's not locked, triggered by some of the security features like theft protection. If you don't know this, you can check the top right corner. I made a dedicated video on security features. You'll find it there how to turn it on. Then your phone would actually be locking itself. And if that happens, then should they want to turn off your network, that's going to be difficult. Should they want to turn off your Wi-Fi, that's going to be difficult because it's going to request or require your PIN. Now, not just that, even if they want to turn off your mobile network like that, it's still going to require your PIN. But that's not the greatest security because it's going to hinder them from even turning your phone off. when swipe down this way and they attempt to turn it off, it's now going to require, after they hit turn off and turn off, your PIN. So this feature might not look too useful until I turn it off, and then you would understand. So here we go. Now when I'm back into settings, scrolling down, go into lock screen and AOD, go here, PIN in and this off. Now when my phone is locked and I attempt to turn off my Wi-Fi right there, when I turn it off, it's immediately gone off. If I want to turn off my mobile data, touch on it and it's gone off. So with this feature, now authentication is required before someone can disable important network functions from your lock screen. This significantly will improve your chances of locating your phone when your phone is lost. And while we're here, let's take a quick look at one simple tool that is also sitting inside here. That is, when you go to turn off your phone, there is this lockdown mode, which many people probably never used before it even permanently got put here by Samsung due to the recent updates. If yours is not located here, you can always go to the same location we just went to, which is down here, settings, then scroll down and then lock screen AOD, then secure lock settings. For phones that have not been updated to the current One UI 8.5, you should find that option sitting right here. That way, when you toggle that on, you're going to get that feature also there. And why is this important? In the event that you want to lock your phone like you normally would lock your phone, but you do not want it to request biometrics, but rather your actual PIN, then that becomes the perfect thing to do. Now let me demonstrate. Right now, when I lock my phone that way and I go to unlock it, we can see my biometrics requested there. But when I swipe down again and go into that and hit lockdown mode, now when my phone is off and then it comes back on, it's not going to use biometrics anymore. It will require my actual PIN to log in. So this is an extra security feature that is sitting still on your phone. And so there you have it. These are some underrated security features on your Samsung phone. Now hopefully you don't lose your phone. But when you do have your phone in your hands, you probably spend a lot of time using your camera, which will bring us to the next feature. So the next feature we're going to be looking at in your camera is a very simple feature that is known as auto framing. Now imagine you're trying to film something and you don't have a gimbal that is going to follow you around, neither do you have a person standing behind the phone. So you're a solo videographer. Well, that's where this tool comes in handy, because using this tool, your camera uses the wider lens and is able to keep you in frame at every point in time. Now, this is actually sitting inside video. Once you're in video, you're going to tap on these 4 dots like that, and as you move through, you're going to find this very frame thingy and select it. With this turned on, immediately your phone is going to be following whichever subject is in frame. Now to help you see it, I'm going to be demonstrating. Here I've got a photo of myself and a friend, and so with my camera in hand, I'm now going to show it to the screen. So when we turn on auto framing and we bring the image closer to it, you can see it lock on the face. And now when I go back, when I come closer, it's going to keep the focus on that image. When I go higher, it's going to try and put the face in the center every single time. All right, so it's going to constantly keep doing that and keeping your subject in frame throughout. So with this, as you saw, auto framing automatically will be tracking the subject, adjusting the frame for you, and it can even zoom in, zoom out, follow movement, and reposition the frame every single time, all without you touching the screen at all. It is almost like you having a camera operator following you around. And if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. And once you're recording better videos, the next step is making sure your photos are smarter as well. That brings us to the next feature. Most people think motion photo is simply on and off. But Samsung has quietly added another option, which is automatic. This is what you're going to do. Go into the same camera space and make sure you are under photos. Then whilst here, then you can tap on these 4 dots, and as you see here, this very icon, that's motion photo. When you now tap on this, you're going to see there are 3 options. The first option is just to have it off. The last option here is to have it on, and then there is the third option that is automatic. Now with motion photo, a short video is captured right before or after the photo is taken, to be able to capture some moments during or after a particular photo was taken. And to decide whether the video is before or after, we're going to be looking at settings we can use for that. But for now, we're looking at the automatic option. When automatic has been selected instead, it is actually going to decide on its own based on the scene, whether I want to capture a motion photo or not. And let me demonstrate. Now to demonstrate, if we have a subject in frame this way, and it's a still subject, that means it's not moving in any way, and we take a photo, we view that photo, and we'll see that it's just a simple photo. But should the subject start moving, immediately the phone is then going to take a motion photo. Let's look at this. So now we have the subject moving and we take a photo. When we go to view it, we're going to see now we have a motion photo taking. And we can look at that by hitting on view motion, and then we can see it right there. We can come here and set it to slow-mo, and the video that's played is going to look slow-mo, and then rebound so that it keeps like a GIF repeating itself. Or we could always turn that off for the photo. So there you have it. That feature is sitting also on your phone that you're probably not using. But it doesn't stop there, because what we're going to do next is tap on these 4 dots and then now come into settings. Once we're in settings, we can come down here to motion photos, where we're able to decide whether we want the video to be recorded before and after the shutter or before shutter only. And also with audio feedback, if we want some, we can do that. And the timing, when do we want the photo to be taken? Is it when finishing the recording or when picture is taken? So you can decide on all these right here. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. And now speaking about getting better photos, there's another setting combination that many Samsung users completely overlook. Alright, so are you tired of taking photos and then it's either you tapped on the shutter and the photo didn't get taken on time, or the photo got taken on time but then the quality was not that good? Well, inside your phone are 2 settings that you want to be playing with to be able to get fast taking photos right after hitting the shutter, and also those that are of good quality. Let me show you. So the first thing you're going to do is, while you're in camera, tap on these 4 dots and go into settings. Now here under intelligent features, you want to come here into photo enhancer. When you want to enhance your photo, are you prioritizing quality? Are you prioritizing speed? Or are you prioritizing a balance of both? My advice, first setting to turn on is a balance of both. There's prioritize quality, there's balance, and then there's prioritize speed. As you can see, prioritizing quality, you get the best possible photo quality. If you come to speed, faster capture with minimal processing. So it's going to be just abrupt and then the quality might suffer. Then a balance is to speed up the capture time but also reduce optimization. So it's a great balance there. Even when you've taken to prioritize quality, you can turn this very feature on. That is going to give you quality images. So it's going to take some time to process that image before you can see it after taking. And also we'll be checking the surrounding colors and everything before processing. So that's a feature you can use, but I would advise you take a balance, which is a mixture of both. And then you're going to come here again, scroll down till you get to camera assist, which is kind of courtesy the Good Lock application. If you don't know what the Good Lock application is, check the top right corner here. I would give a card to a playlist where I talk about a lot of them. So you come into the camera assist, and then in here you can come right here under focus. Then here, prioritizing focus over speed, you're going to toggle this on. So now you're going to get balanced speed and quality capture, and in addition to that, you're going to get a bit faster focus over the speed. Now with these 2 settings turned on, Samsung is going to spend a little extra time to make sure focus is accurate before capturing the image. The result would often be sharper, more reliable photos while still keeping your camera fast enough for everyday use. And if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now that we've improved the quality of our photos, let's improve camera interface itself. So usually when you come into your camera, you see at this very top, there are several things that are shown there. These are quick options that you can play with on your phone. For example, you want flash on, you tap on that, you're able to select. You want to play with the ratio, the aspect ratio, that's where it's done. You want to change the megapixels, you can do that. Motion photo can be turned on and off from here. Filters can be turned on here, and many more. But sometimes you do not find all of them there, and that's where this feature comes in. You would rather be using this option, tapping here and seeing all of them here. Easily have them there and quickly tap on them for the options that you need. Let me show you how to bring which ones you want at the top of photos and videos. Follow me. You're going to tap on these 4 dots and then go into settings. So once in here, scroll all the way down till you get to camera assist, which is again in the Good Lock application. It's one of the models. Then scroll down until you reach customize indicators and select this. Now, while you're in here, you can select photo indicators and select whichever ones you want. Do you want the timer? The timer is going to show. Do you want exposure? It's going to show. So your ratio, flash, your resolution, motion, photo, exposure, filter, and phase. If you want, you can toggle all of them on, and next time when you're in your camera, you're going to see those there. You can also come into video. You're going to see your flash if you turn it on, a super steady mode, ratio, exposure, and even auto framing is now going to be at the top. As you saw in our previous feature, it wasn't there, but now you can find it there. So with these toggled on, it's going to make your filming and photo taking experience a bit more quick, as you can see all of them there. This will create a clean camera interface while keeping your favorite controls within easy reach. And if you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. Moving on. Now, this last feature is a bit small, but quite important because I've gotten one question from my previous video that you can find right up here, where I talk about 20 features that are not any of these that most Samsung users don't even use. So, most Samsung users know that there's a button combination for taking screenshots, which is often volume down and power button, like that, and immediately they take the screenshot. But Samsung actually gives multiple ways to get that done. And in today's video, I'm just going to be showing you one of it, which I used in that video. And this is it. It is when you swipe your hand over the screen this way to make a capture. It's a very simple one, but very useful. So you swipe down, go into settings, and scroll all the way down till you get to advanced features and select it. Now, while you're here, you're going to go to motion and gestures. And then in here, you're going to find palm swipe to capture. Toggle this on, and next time when you go to take a screenshot, instead of pressing the combination, you can scroll on the surface to get that done. If you didn't know this, I'm glad I was able to show you. And there you have it. Few Samsung features that most people either don't know about, don't fully understand, or simply isn't being used to their fullest potential. Some will improve your photos, some will improve productivity, and some can help protect your phone if they fall in the hands of the wrong person. Let me know in the comment section which one of these you're turning on first. And if there are any Samsung features you think deserve to have been in this video, let me know also that one as well. But without wasting much time, don't forget to hit the like, smash the subscribe button to come back for more, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any video that I post. On that note, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.